I have to confess something right off the bat.
Oh, yeah?
There is this specific kind of modern anxiety that I think a lot of us share, but we don't really talk about it.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's that feeling you get when you open a piece of software, specifically a spreadsheet, and you are just stared down by a million empty boxes.
Yes. The grid of infinite judgment.
That is the perfect way to describe it. It's Excel phobia. It's, it's real, and you feel like one wrong click is going to, I don't know, break the internet.
It's the blank page syndrome, but for data. It feels like a test you didn't study for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is precisely why we are here today. We are tackling this fear head on.
We are.
We're doing a deep dive into a source that promises to cure that anxiety. It's a video guide from the channel Discover Talent, and it's called Excel Basics for Beginners.
And what I really love about this source, what it says right at the top, is its mission.
Which is
no experience required.
Which is so rare for tech tutorials, They usually assume you know what a pivot table is already.
Right. This isn't for the person trying to optimize their workflow by 5%. This is for the person who is staring at that green icon and just sweating.
The goal isn't just learning where to click. It's about going from being completely overwhelmed to actually building a foundation.
Exactly. Because you can't get to the fun stuff, the automation, the dashboards, even AI, if you're scared to even navigate the grid.
So we're starting at square one, or I guess cell A1.
We are. And the roadmap is really smart. We're going to cover everything from just opening the app,
which seems simple, but it's not,
to understanding the geography of it all, and maybe most importantly, the safety nets that let you make mistakes without panicking.
That last part is key for me, learning how to fail safely. So let's get into it. The source starts with just crossing the threshold, actually opening the program.
It sounds trivial, but there are actually 3 distinct doors into Excel, and they each kind of serve a different purpose.
Okay, so the first one is the traditional route.
Right. This is what most of us do. You click Start, you type Excel, you click Open. Simple. It's walking in the front door.
But then the source mentions a shortcut that I honestly don't use much, but it seems super handy.
The desktop shortcut. So let's say your screen is a mess, right? Browser, music, everything.
My screen is always a mess.
You hit the Windows key plus D, everything vanishes, and you just see your desktop.
Oh, like clearing your desk before you start work?
Exactly. And from there, you right-click on the desktop, go to New, and create a worksheet. You're actually creating the file before you even open the app.
That feels very intentional. I like that. But what about the third way? The source calls it the existing file method.
I call this the Monday morning panic method.
Because there's a deadline.
Always. You're not starting fresh. Someone sent you something. You're digging through your downloads folder looking for that .xlsx file extension.
And when you double-click that, it opens the app and the file at the same time.
Right. And for a lot of people, that's their very first interaction with Excel, working on someone else's file.
Okay, so we're in. We've used one of the doors. We click New Workbook. But now we're back to my original problem. The blank page. The intimidation.
It is intimidating.
Yeah.
And the source has a brilliant solution for this. Don't be a hero. Don't start from scratch.
This is where the templates come in, right?
Precisely. On that start screen, there's a button for more templates.
Yeah.
The source really emphasizes this as a way to see what Excel can do without you having to build the whole structure yourself.
I was looking at the examples they gave. For business, you've got sales trackers, inventory lists.
Marketing project planners.
And for your personal life, there's stuff like household to-do lists, mileage trackers. The source specifically mentioned a wedding expense budget.
Which would have been useful.
Yeah.
But the key takeaway here isn't just about saving time.
What is it then?
It's about realizing the structure you're afraid of building. It might already exist. You can just put your data into it and sort of reverse engineer how it works. It's a learning sandbox.
That takes so much pressure off. But okay, let's say we do need to start fresh. We click blank workbook. Now we need to understand the geography of this place.
Let's orient ourselves.
Yep.
The source breaks it down very simply. It's a grid. It's defined by 2 things, rows and columns.
And I'll be honest, I always get these two mixed up.
Okay, think of it like architecture. Columns, like on a Greek temple, they stand vertically. They hold things up.
Okay, columns are vertical, letters, right? A, B, C.
Yep, along the top, which means rows go across to the numbers down the side. 1, 2, 3.
And where they meet, that's the cell.
Exactly, the intersection. The source uses D7 as an example. That's its address. Column D, row 7. Every single box has one.
Now, there's one part of the interface the source calls out as being really important for understanding how Excel thinks. The formula bar.
Yes, I like to call this the truth teller.
The truth teller, why is that?
Well, the cell shows you the result, the presentation. But the formula bar shows you the reality.
What do you mean?
You might see the number 50 in a cell. But if you click it and look up at the formula bar, you might see 25 plus 25.
Oh, I see. So it's showing you the work behind the answer.
Exactly. The cell is the storefront. The formula bar is the back room where everything happens. If you're ever confused, look there.
Got it. And speaking of what's in the cells, the source says Excel is pretty smart about what you type in.
It's very intuitive. It's called smart data entry. Type 100, Excel knows it's a number. It even aligns it to the right side of the cell.
And if I type Excel Basics...
It knows that's text. It keeps it on the left. But the coolest part is with dates.
Okay.
You type something like 2/6/2026, and Excel just gets it. It understands it's a date and formats it properly. It's categorizing your information as you go.
That's pretty clever. So we know where we are, we know how to type. But moving around, this is where I'm clumsy. I'm always just clicking everywhere with my mouse.
And you can do that. But for speed and for building muscle memory, the source really focuses on the keyboard.
Okay, so what's the rhythm?
So you type something in a cell, you press the Enter key. Where does the selection go?
Down, like on a typewriter.
Spot on.
Then
Enter moves you down. But if you're filling out a row of data like name, then date, then amount.
You want to move sideways.
And for that, you use the Tab key. Tab moves you to the right.
Enter for down, tab for right. Got it.
And here's a magic trick. If you go tab, tab, tab across a row, and then you hit Enter, Excel is smart. It zips your cursor back to the start of the next row down.
Oh, that is slick. It makes like a Z pattern.
Exactly. That's the flow state of data entry. Once you get that, you barely touch the mouse.
I can see how that would speed things up. Okay, let's zoom out a little. We've been in the weeds with cells, but the source makes a big distinction between a workbook and a worksheet.
Yeah, people use them interchangeably, but they're different. The source uses a great analogy, a physical notebook.
Okay.
The workbook is the entire file, the whole notebook. The worksheets are the individual paper pages inside it.
And those are the little tabs at the bottom of the screen.
Correct. You see sheet 1, sheet 2, you can add more with the little plus icon. But here is the pro tip from the source that I love.
Go on.
Always give your sheets meaningful names.
So don't just leave it as sheet 12.
Please, no.
Yeah.
That is just creating problems for your future self. The source says to name it something like practice or data or charts. It seems small, but when you come back to that file in 6 months, you'll be so glad you did.
It's just basic housekeeping that pays off down the line.
Big time. Now, in terms of actually interacting with the cells, there's a difference in how you click.
It's not all the same click.
Nope. A single click just selects the cell, highlights it. A double click lets you edit inside the cell so you can fix a typo without deleting everything.
And then there's the right click.
The menu of power. Right-clicking is like asking the cell, okay, what else can you do? It unlocks all these other options.
I feel like I'm getting a handle on this, but now we come to the big one, the fear of messing up. I'm typing, I'm in my tab enter rhythm, and bam, I delete a whole column by accident. Panic.
And this is where the source provides the ultimate safety net. The video says it so clearly. Do not be afraid of making mistakes.
Because
Because of Control plus Z.
the undo command.
It is your lifeline. You type the wrong thing. Control plus Z. You delete a row. Control plus Z. The source frames this as a mindset shift. You can explore and try things because you're always one keystroke away from fixing it.
That is actually really, really comforting. It turns the grid from a minefield into a sandbox.
That's the perfect way to put it. The consequence of failure just drops to basically 0.
Okay, so we've played in the sandbox, we've entered our data, we've named our sheets. Now we have to make sure we don't lose it all. Let's talk about saving.
The saving protocol. The source walks through file save as. But again, the emphasis is on clarity.
Naming conventions again?
You bet. The source's example file name is new learning added. It's descriptive, and you need to check the extension. You want to see that, .xlx.
This little X on the end, is that important?
It is. The X means it's a modern file type. It's more stable, less likely to get corrupted.
Yeah.
If you see the old .xls without the X, you're basically working with technology from the 90s.
Good to know. Now, while we're up in that file menu, the source points to the ribbon at the top. You know, home, insert, page layout.
It's a command center. Gives a quick overview, but there's a bit of a teaser in there for the future.
Oh, the hidden tab.
Yeah. The source mentions the developer tab.
That sounds Intense?
It is. And it's hidden by default, so it doesn't overwhelm beginners.
Yeah.
But the source points out that this is the gateway to the really advanced stuff, automation, macros, coding. It's a little reminder that what we're learning today is just the surface.
I love that. It's like finding a secret level in a video game. You master the basics, and then you get to write your own rules.
It really is. And another feature that's huge for the modern world is that share button.
For collaboration, right?
Totally. Whether you're in a big company, an MNC as the source says, or just working on a college project, the share button lets multiple people work in the file at the same time.
So no more emailing. Final version 3 rrealfinal.xlsx back and forth.
That nightmare is over. It creates a single source of truth.
That alone would save so many headaches. Okay, just a few more basics. The source mentions the zoom slider and scroll bars.
Yep, just creature comforts. Keep the zoom at 100% usually, but know you can zoom in. And the scroll bars help you move around, though, if you're using your Enter and Tab keys.
You might not need them as much, touche.
Exactly.
Okay, we've opened, we've navigated, typed, and saved. How do we leave? The proper exit.
It sounds silly to teach, but it's important. The source says use File Close or the X button. But there is one final golden rule.
Which is?
If Excel asks you if you want to save changes, always click Save.
Even if you don't think you changed anything.
Especially then. You might have done something small you forgot about. You just worked so hard on your data. Don't lose it because you're in a hurry. Just always save.
So if we look back, the source material really delivered on that promise of no experience required.
It absolutely did. We know how to launch it. We know how to use templates, so we're not staring at a blank page.
Right.
We understand the grid rows, columns, cells.
Yeah.
We can move around with muscle memory.
And we know that Control+Z is our best friend. The fear barrier is broken.
It is. And that connects to the bigger picture the source is painting. This is just the beginning. This comfort level is what lets you move on to formulas and data analysis and reporting and eventually AI.
That's a great point. You can't ask an AI to analyze your data if you're too afraid to even open the file where the data lives.
Precisely. You have to speak the language of rows and columns before you can write poetry with data.
This has been such a good refresher, even for me. It's a nice reminder that everyone starts at zero.
Absolutely. Even the experts once stared at that blank grid and had no idea what to do.
So here's a thought I want to leave you with. We've established that Excel is just a grid of cells waiting for your instructions. And we know that any mistakes are just one Control+Z away from being fixed.
Right.
So if the tool itself is forgiving and the structure is there, what part of your life are you avoiding organizing just because you were afraid to open the file? Maybe it's your personal budget. Maybe it's that side hustle idea. Maybe it's just a list of books you want to read.
The grid is waiting.
The grid is waiting. Don't be afraid to click new. Thanks for listening to this deep dive into Excel basics. We'll catch you in the next spreadsheet.
Goodbye, everyone.